America's oldest death row couple. Ray and Faye Copeland. Ray Copeland entered this world in Oklahoma in 1914, during the tumultuous era of the Great Depression. Growing up, his family constantly moved, facing the hardships of an economy in turmoil. As a young man, Ray found himself drawn towards a life of petty crime. He dabbled in stealing livestock and forging checks, driven by a desire for quick money. Ray's criminal activities caught up with him, leading to his arrest and one-year jail sentence. It was during this time that his life would take an unexpected turn. Following his release in 1940, Ray crossed paths with Faye Wilson, and their connection was instant. They soon tied the knot, starting a family together. However, over the years, their growing family and Ray's reputation as a criminal forced them to live a nomadic lifestyle, constantly on the move to make ends meet. Ray Copeland's frequent encounters with law enforcement resulted in more time in jail. Struggling to provide for his family, he began contemplating a new approach to his illegal activities, one that would allow him to fly under the radar. Determined to improve his criminal enterprises, Ray devised a plan to refine his money-making methods, ensuring his endeavors remained hidden. Due to Ray's reputation as a fraudster, he found himself unable to personally buy cattle at auctions. In order to overcome this predicament, he devised a cunning plan by recruiting drifters to work as farmhands on his property in Mooresville, Missouri. Accompanied by his hired employees, Ray would visit the market where they would execute his scheme, utilizing his bad checks to purchase the cattle. Shortly after the transactions, Ray would promptly sell the acquired livestock, while the farmhands would vanish without a trace. He managed to succeed for a while, until law enforcement eventually caught up with him. After being released from jail, Ray returned to his life of crime, but with a new approach to ensure a level of detachment between himself and his farmhands. However, this operation came to a halt when a former employee, Jack McCormick, made an important call to the Crime Stoppers hotline in August 1989, providing information about the Copelands. McCormick stated that during his employment on their farm, he had witnessed human bones and that Ray had attempted to take his life. Initially met with skepticism, the claims made by Jack McCormick prompted the police to dig into Ray Copeland's past criminal activities. In October 1989, armed with a search warrant and a team of bloodhounds, law enforcement officials paid a visit to the Copeland farm. Their initial search yielded no incriminating evidence, but they persisted in their efforts. Eventually, their persistence paid off when the bodies of 3 young men were discovered in a nearby barn. They were identified as Jimmy Dale Harvey, Paul Coward, and John Freeman, transients who had last been seen working for Copeland. This marked just the beginning, as subsequent searches uncovered another corpse in the barn, Wayne Warner, a drifter who had spent his last moments with Ray Copeland. The final body was Dennis Murphy, another one of Copeland's business associates. His remains were found in a well on another farm. All of whom had fallen victim to the same weapon, a .22 caliber Marlin rifle that was later found in the Copeland residence. As the evidence mounted, it became increasingly obvious that Ray was responsible for the murders, driven by his insatiable greed. The involvement of Faye, however, remained under scrutiny. When she faced trial in November 1990, her defense painted a picture of a devoted wife and mother who had suffered domestic abuse at the hands of Ray. However, one piece of evidence found in the house indicated that Faye was well aware of the unfolding events. It was a handwritten list of names, bearing Faye's distinctive handwriting. X symbols marked adjacent to the names Freeman, Coward, and Harvey left little doubt about Faye's knowledge and involvement in the crimes. The jury found her guilty on 5 counts of first-degree murder. Faye received 4 death sentences for the murders and 1 life sentence, cementing her role in the heinous crimes orchestrated by Ray. In March 1991, Ray was tried, found guilty of 5 counts of murder, and subsequently sentenced to death. When informed that Faye had also received a sentence of death by lethal injection, Ray remained emotionless and responded, "Well, those things happen to some, you know." Ray passed away on October 19, 1993 due to natural causes, and his body was cremated. Faye's legal team appealed her conviction, arguing that the jury had been denied evidence of years of abuse inflicted upon her by Ray. On August 6, 1999, Judge Autry Smith overturned Faye's death sentence but maintained her convictions, commuting her sentence to 5 consecutive life terms without parole. On August 10, 2002, she suffered a debilitating stroke that left her partially paralyzed and unable to communicate. The next month, Governor Bob Holden granted Faye's wish by authorizing her medical parole, ensuring she would not spend her final days in prison. She was released to a nursing home in her hometown of Chillicothe, Missouri, where she eventually passed away at the age of 82 due to natural causes. Faye left behind 5 children and 17 grandchildren. This was the chilling story of Ray and Faye Copeland, the elderly duo who obtained the dubious distinction of being the oldest couple ever sentenced to death in the United States. Thanks for watching.